So today we're going to do a little bit of a different video. I'm doing one of these videos where I record off stream. Once again, if you didn't know that I stream live practically every single day that I can be bothered. I stream live over on Twitch for a lot of you who don't know, which is actually quite a fair few of you. So if you ever wanted to watch me and see what the gameplay looks like, that goes into each and every single one of these videos. There'll be a link pinned to the top of the comment section and also another link in the description. Now, the title of this video is going to be something like reacting to the dumbest Albion comments. And I should say, if you see your comment in this video, the title's only that just because it's probably the best for like getting views. But in reality, I'm going to be reacting to all sorts of different comments today while we try and find some fights, while we try and get a little bit of gathering in, while I'm basically just sat back playing Albion, which, you know, isn't something I'm particularly content about. So once again, like I say, I'm kind of just going to be going through my comment section and all of my videos on my left monitor. I'm just going to be scrolling through while I play whenever I have the time to do so. And I'm just going to be like picking out comments and, you know, commenting on them, reacting to them, whatever. So if you do enjoy this sort of video, leave a comment. Maybe you'll end up in a future one. First comment I see is from Curious. It says, can someone explain to me how this guy got 1500 IP? I only see 6.1 and 5.2, which is 1200. Now, this is going to be a very simple answer because this is probably one of the most like beginner questions in the game. Item power, spec. This isn't going to be what the entire video is about, by the way. This is just, you know, I'm going to be good guy Banj for once. I'm going to do a little bit of explaining. Spec. So if you're on a new account and you buy something that is 6.1 or 5.2, more than likely, yeah, your item power is going to be 1200. What happens from there is even if you get, say, a bloodletter from 0 spec to 100, you're going to get an extra 200 item power in that just from leveling that weapon up. But also, with that being said, each other dagger in the tree will accumulate item power towards your bloodletter also. So if I look here, I have 100 spec in one hand dagger. That gives me 20 bonus item power for all daggers. Same with dagger pair and same with claws. From that point onwards, all the rest of them will give 10. And also that goes in for, you know, armors and stuff like that as well. So somebody starting out 5.2, 6.1, they might have 1200 IP with no spec, but the moment you get all your armors up, all your daggers, whatever, then yeah, your IP goes up massively. And always remember, 100 IP is roughly 10% damage. Not taking into account, you know, health, armor, all that type of shit as well. That comes from having higher IP. We have this comment here from Denny Garces, which basically translates to 4.3, the most scammy title in history, which was commented on a video where I am playing all 4-3. So, like, I don't even know. I think sometimes people forget when you're a content creator for a video game, there is so much, like, added extra shite on top of what you do. It's not just playing a video game, uploading videos, and then, you know, people watch it, you get paid for it. You have to deal with the most retarded shite you've ever heard in your life. Next comment is from Runaway Little Girl, which sounds like the most pedophilic name I've ever heard and I've ever seen in my comment section, so somebody's gonna have to do a background check on this guy. It says, if you had skill, you would kill people with 4.1, but you are trash at the game. And this is commented on a video where in the video, I 1v2 two 8.3 players in 4.3 and make a 7-3 player run away. But, you know, it doesn't really hit me in the feels, that's the thing. Like, I think the whole idea with that one was to really, you know, send tingles down my spine and, you know, really aggravate me. But, you know, considering I've made about 5 videos before doing pretty much the exact same thing, playing 4.1, 4.2 on fresh characters, you know, some people just comment stuff without even, like, thinking, and this is one of those cases. Like, a big reason as to why I don't copy every other creator and play, you know, 8-1, 8-2, 8-3, 8-4 is purely to avoid this comment. But maybe next video we might end up going in tier 3 gear and seeing if we can 1v7 with it. Like that, I don't know how to win anymore. Next comment is from someone called Jao PC. He says at 2 minutes, which in reference is a fight where I'm 1v2 against 2 death givers while playing as a death giver, says spec doesn't matter in 1 versus many scenario. When the guy with better spec has 600 more HP, does double the damage and 30% less damage than the 2 unspec death givers. So, oh, what be this? Flavor is what this is. You know, usually I'd leave this guy alone, but I'm trying to make a video here. I kind of need some content, you know? This, to be fair, actually is a fairly rough fight. Somehow predict him out of that. I have to... just, you know, I mean, he killed my Miss Cougar for me, so that's great. Dodge that. Sprint after him. He's going to panic when he realizes I'm sprinting after him. He's going to W backwards. 3, 2, 1. Now. No. We're not going to W. Okay. Right, nature, to be fair, actually hurts. He hasn't even used his Merc Jacket yet. Keep that in mind. Not going to overcommit just because, you know, Merc Jacket. He's used his Merc Jacket. Well, he's used it, but he hasn't actually done anything with it yet. He's more interested in beating up the mob than me. Whee! So yeah, in the scenario that comment is talking about in the video, I'm playing double Hellion while overcharged Death Givers, playing against 2 Death Givers with Stalker Hood and Merc Jacket. And something that this guy obviously doesn't realize, again, it more than likely is a more beginner player that just assumes higher IP is everything in the game. A Mercenary Jacket will basically counter a Hellion Jacket 1000% of the time. So having to deal with 2 Mercenary Jackets plus 2 Stalker Hoods at the same time makes the fight very, very rough. So the actual 100 IP advantage I had in that fight basically came from me being overcharged. And even then, that fight took me like 2 rotations that people don't see because, you know, they're live on the stream. They just see like the best attempt. Always when I'm making videos, you have to understand it's highlights that make it into the videos. You guys on YouTube don't see all like the bullshit that goes into it. You don't ever get to see the stream sniping. You don't get to see like the failed attempts, the deaths I have where I just play like retarded. So while I might have 600 more HP, they technically have like 1,600 more HP because they're playing 2 Merc Jackets at once, right? A lot of times when people comment this is actually like me just flaming my own comment section, which I don't even know is a good idea. But most times when people comment stuff like this is players that are just tilted when they're losing fights and they wouldn't be able to do what I do. Most players, because I'll explain the fight to you. Basically, the fight starts out, I see that they're both on Keeper Cape, so I get 1 Keeper Cape out of one of the players. That basically means that from that moment onwards, I'm not going to lose an extra 600 health on top of that. Flavor, players, running players, I guess. Man up technique. No. Okay, they won it. They won it. We're actually getting some action during this. Now, I will say, this is a rough fight. This actually is a rough fight, so be wary. I have boots on them. Now, the idea is to just control the fight as long as I can. As long as one of them doesn't mount up in this scenario, we're, like, not actually too bad off. Okay, this guy's mounting up. Oh, wait, we got another 2 players to deal with. What is going on here? Now we're going to go for a little run around the mobs. And then once we get to this chest over here, we're going to hold off for a little sec. We're going to hold off for a little sec. He's going to walk into the mobs now. We're going to slow him in it. He's panicking a little bit. We can play time here. We just need to get Stalker Jacket off. Take that guy out. And now we can just hold over here for 1 second. As long as this guy, you know, doesn't fully reset, which, you know, he probably is at this point, you know, it's going to be a bit awkward. Hey, there's a nature on this chest now. What do you think you're doing? Wait, there's people about. What's going on today? Wait, now we got an angry Scythe and an angry nature. What is going on here? Just gonna heal him part, walk away a little sec. Now we just hold. I mean, he hasn't used his boots, and I'm a bloodletter now, so I just press recording mode, see where he goes. 3, 2, 1. Where is he? He's gone left. Come in, slow, E, both dead. Beautiful. Now, why? Okay, why is that guy dismounting? Okay, well, everybody's an idiot today, apparently. Everybody is an idiot. But I don't understand some players. Like, you see someone right next to you. Like, what are you thinking? And he just gave me 800k for free. So yeah, once again, going back to it, in a lot of scenarios, it's things that people can't actually do themselves. But then when they watch me do it, they presume it's easy, okay? And by all means, I'm not the best player in Albion. I can hold my own, but you have to understand, when you're watching a highlights video, it's almost like watching, like, for example, a football match. You see a player do a mistake and you're like, oh, it was obvious, like, how could you not see that? But if you were in that scenario, I guarantee you would play way worse. So, I mean, to play against 2 death givers, both in 4-3, while you're also in 4-3, or let's say tier 7 equivalent, to, you know, stop people complaining because I was actually playing 6-1-5-2. To do that fight is not an easy fight, especially when I'm running double Hellion jacket and they're running both Merc jackets. Not a bad little chest. This guy hasn't set any abilities and he's come back. Well, this is just great, isn't it? This is just great. Set the abilities now. They're probably going to come up in a second. I mean, I don't know what to tell you lot. It's the days when I'm not streaming that this stuff happens. Like, I don't know what's going on. God, this video is going to have paid actors commented all under it, I swear down. By John Von Lux, for every $100 you get $5. Not much, but every penny counts. This is in reference to if you're ever gonna purchase anything on the Albion store, be sure to use the creator code TBANJ. Every little penny does help indeed, whether you're buying premium, skins, gold, whatever it may be. If you see on the right side when purchasing an option for creator code, just type in TBANJ, TBANJ, and I will take 5% from whatever you swipe. I did also see that you commented underneath when I commented on your comment-ception matrix type shit that I would be your dream collab. Unfortunately, I don't really collab with many creators, purely because when it comes to YouTube and getting clips and getting content, most people don't want to see anything from me that isn't solo. I'm kind of known for my 1vx content, you know. I'm not really known for my gameplay. I'm more known for just being like the most retarded Albion creator there is, just coming out with funny shit constantly. Okay, I just sucked my own knob so much then, like, that was bad. But in reality, like, a big reason why I play solo is because I get to choose what I want to do. I don't have to share anything with anyone. I don't have to, like, hope that anyone's as good as me in a fight and is thinking the same way, because it just doesn't really happen. When you're playing with friends, you kind of all have to rely on each other. And I just like relying on myself. Is that sad? Is that bad? I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. From Sly Edit 2078, I only see you play tier 4 Ava to catch Swiper. Now, here's something I'm going to say. And this will be in a future video as well. I'm probably going to record this today as well. The only reason I play and start out in tier 4 Roads is because Roads as a content now is so dead. Like, it's unreal. I got a lucky little run there, and I don't know why today of all days when I'm not streaming is the time that I just get so many fights back to back. I mean, it's going in a video anyway, so what does it matter? But the main reason why I play tier 4 Roads is purely because this is where the most players are. This is where I'm going to find the most manageable fights. If I go up from Brecilien, Brecilien basically has a choice of about 16 different roads per day. Have you ever found that when you go into roads from Brecilien, you end up in the same roads over and over and over again? Well, that's normal because they only give you a certain selection every single day. And the teams that go in from Brecilien, you know, I'm not a god by any means. I'm a very average player in Albion. And I can't take on, well, I can't take on any more. I would have had a chance back in the day, like you used to see my old 1vx videos. I would have had a chance back in the day to fight some of these small scale teams, but now it's just impossible. So the most manageable way I can do is play something in the middle, nice and fair, like 4.3. And go in and find, you know, 5-3, 6-3, 5-1, 4-2, 4-3 teams. Basically anything that I can catch out and be a good highlight for a video. I don't go into tier 4 roads purely to catch out shitters and swipers. If you watch my streams, you'll see most of the time when I see a group of, you know, 3, 4, even solos, duos that just look purely new to the game, most of the time, unless they're really worth it, like if they're in 5-3 or 6-3, or if they've just got some weird wacky mount that's just going to help pay for content, I will leave them. I don't touch them. Some people in my Twitch chat get annoyed at it, that I don't just kill people and then I complain that the content's dead, but in reality, like, I don't want to come in here to fight shitters. I'm looking for groups and I'm looking for people that are going to put up a good fight for a good highlight. I actually really like this comment from Planet6969. How have you got 24 million silver only? What? How? Now, a big thing to keep in mind is that when I play Albion, I only play for YouTube content and good moments on Twitch and stuff like that. I do not care about silver in any way, shape or form. I've played the game for long enough now to know how to make as much silver as I want whenever I want it. You know, right now I'm rocking 11 million silver, and in reality with this 11 million silver, if I wanted 50, 60, 70 million for stream or for highlights tomorrow, I would spend like an hour doing buy orders and, you know, just getting my money back up ready. I only play for good content. So for me, silver in a game like Albion is absolutely meaningless. Like, especially when you're only playing 4-3, each build at most costs me like 2 million. So I really do not care in any way, shape or form about silver. If you guys look at creators and you think, you know, they're insane just because they have a lot of silver, it would mean that you're too early on into the game and you don't really have that good of an understanding yet of how the game works, especially as a content creator. I do not care in any way, shape or form about silver. If I wanted to make silver, kind of like I basically played 7-3 gear, I made 70 million in 2 days just by doing PvP and PvE. Or, you know, I could go gathering and make like 20-30 million in a day. Or if I was like really just wanted quick silver, I could craft, sell on black market. I could put in buy orders, sell them in a different city. For me, at this point in the game, it's too easy to make silver, to the point where I don't care about it, just purely because all I care about is getting highlights and getting clips anyway. Real King Razda says, your video is still funny because you're the only YouTuber right now who don't IP abuse. 4.3 doing this crazy, unlike someone doing this as 6.4 and act like it's something. I appreciate you. I kind of realized a long time ago that every other creator, I mean, I'll give you the insight to it. Every other creator wears higher IP because, number one, it's way easier to get highlights. There's no challenge. And number two, it's something that most people early on in the game, when they're watching content, can't achieve. Most people can't play in 8.3, 6.4 or 8.4, whatever. They can't do that. So they kind of look up to players and think, oh, this is insane. Like, this guy's risking this gear. But in reality, when you're playing at that high tier gear, the game's real easy mode. So I like running 4-3, giving myself a little bit of a challenge. For the people who recognize it, like yourself, I appreciate you, because in reality, getting content in this tier is a lot harder than it seems. You know, I don't have an extra 500, 600 IP that people wearing that sort of gear have. So, you know, I'm down on damage, I'm down on defensives, everything like that. So I try my best to get the best highlights I possibly can. You know, I still kill 8-3, 8-4, I still kill 7-3 players, I still kill 4-4, 5-4, that sort of players. But I give myself a little bit more of a challenge. My content is very unique because in reality, I don't actually upload content for the gameplay as much as, you know, the titles are sometimes this build this build that, this is crazy, broken, whatever. That's only really for the algorithm to get more views. Like, that's something that you guys have to understand. If you see a lot of the same titles over and over again, it's basically purely because, like, it just helps in getting views. But I try and, you know, I try and steer away from my content being about the gameplay and more towards the funnier moments and like the random highlights and stuff like that, because believe it or not, I don't want to be playing Albion forever. A lot of these creators are actually, you know, going to be stuck in Albion in the long term purely because they base their content entirely around the gameplay. But mine, like I say, is more geared towards personality, giving you guys a good laugh. Like, for me, the only reason I make content, and this is going to sound so gay, the only reason I make content and the only reason I've ever made content is to give you guys a smile and give you something to laugh about at the end of the day. Like, that's all I've ever wanted to do. When I watch content creators, like my favorite one, for example, is Moist Critical. You know, you wouldn't presume he's good at any game, but in reality, you get such a good laugh out of him. And to me, that's more important than anything a creator can do, because a creator can, you know, cheer you up on a bad day. A creator can inspire you, give you motivation on a bad day. And that, to me, is all I've ever wanted to do. So yeah, wearing 4-3 gear is just like a little side quest challenge so that, you know, some viewers are happy seeing a challenge. But if I really wanted to go 6-4, 8-3, whatever, like, and bore the shit out of myself, then no, it's never gonna happen. Next comment from Madiction. Come to East, bro, it's harsh there. Now, I actually did play on Asia server recently. I actually did it on alongside some of you might know the League streamer Calcep. I got a few highlights from that, but if you guys want to see me play with him on stream again, or, you know, even for a YouTube video, let me know in the comment section below. I can definitely drag him on to play again. But I did actually play on Asia server. And now bear in mind, while using no ping, I did end up having around about 200, 250 ping, which is definitely better than the 400. So if you're planning on playing on a different server and your ping is just way too high, maybe consider using no ping. It definitely helped me out, but that's, you know, the ad over. If you want it, it's in the description. So honestly, I hear this talk about Asia server being way harder or anything like that, but I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. Asia server, in actual fact, is probably the worst server out of all three. And now, before you start getting angry, you have to understand that Asia server is a newer server. There is a lot of newer players on that server, so a lot less experienced players. I went on there, and as a duo, we made 15 million in about an hour and a half. And, you know, I'm playing Arcane on 200 ping. And if you play on 200 ping, that's bad enough. But if you're playing Arcane on 200 ping, that's horrible. There wasn't really anything on the Asia server that really caught me out. I know there's a lot of hand holding. I know you guys complain about the premium price a lot, but unfortunately that's just a part of the server. The more people that invest in gold, the price of premium is just going to go up. But, you know, at that point, that's more of a thing to do with swipers, and that's just unfortunate circumstances. But in reality, with a little bit of experience, you can make premium in 1 or 2 days. Unfortunately, a lot of people that are saying this sort of thing are inexperienced players, and that, honestly, that's okay. Everybody's going to be new to the game at some point. Everybody's going to learn at some point, but I'm going to lay a hard truth on you guys here. Asia server, out of all 3 servers, is the least experienced server, and overall has, you're gonna hate me for saying this, the worst players. There is a comment I just picked, and I'm not like picking on you specifically, but it's more to just give like a better like explanation as to why I play certain builds. But the comment from Vigorial: make video about Hellion shoes, which is Hellion shoes. They're OP for tier 6 to 7 to kill much stronger opponents. Now, keep in mind, if I'm doing a 1v7 in Rhodes and I'm using Hellion shoes, after I kill the first player, where am I going? Like, what are we doing past that point? I have a lot of people come to me, especially more so on Twitch, and like they want to tell me these builds that they found, and they really want me to play on this build that they found. And, you know, apparently it works, and then I find out it works in corrupted dungeons, more specifically hunter corrupted dungeons or some shit like that. And then, you know, I try and explain to them that, you know, Roads is a completely different content. Roads, while there might be a lot of shitters, is still your endgame content. People do, for the most part, have a brain in here and you know how builds work. So playing something with Hellion shoes, no matter what I'd be playing, I would basically kill one player, or, you know, I would go for a healer. The healer would have cleric robe or purity robe, and then I would be dead. Something that people need to understand is just because a certain build might be strong in a certain content, like you might be using Hellion shoes in Mist on a Curse staff or something like that, and it works out just fine. But you also have to understand that each content is very different. Like, I'm not going to be able to pull off certain builds in Roads, especially for the sort of content that, you know, I do and produce. Like, I play for 1v5, 1v6, 1v7s. I don't play for 1v1s. And even if I did, Roads as like an environment is very, very different. You know, you have actual mobs to think about. You've got like merc jackets to think about. It's not all like the same shit every time that you see in other contents. It's like a big reason as to why I love playing Roads so much, because it is in actual fact the most challenging content. Even if you come across... Okay, I'm gonna have to use a healing pot here like an idiot. Look, I'm more focusing on talking in the gameplay, all right? This is what I do. Now, even if you come across a team of 7 shit players, you have to understand that it is still a team of 7 players, and I am still 1 player. I don't have the sort of defensives that I used to back in the day. Focus fire protection isn't really a thing anymore. If I get into a 1v7 now, it is quite literally 1 player versus 7 players. So if they're the same IP, everything like that, as me, I have to think of specific ways to outplay them. Now, you do come across a lot of goofy builds in Roads. That is a given, especially in, you know, these royal roads. You do come across a lot of goofy builds. I see like hunter jacket natures. I see like assassin jacket curse staffs. I see guardian armor bear paws. I see all sorts, but you have to understand when there's, you know, more players to deal with, those builds just make the fights more interesting. Because, hey, if a bear paws jumps on me and pops guardian armor, I'm slow, I do no damage, like, it's still an effect, and it might look goofy, but it just means that, like, the other players on that person's team can penetrate me, and there's not really much I can do about it. I just want to quickly interrupt it and say that, like, looking through the comments, I'm realizing I probably get about 100 comments a day, but the comments that I got on how I became one of Albion's biggest content creators video, which is a video that actually didn't perform that well, but in actual fact is probably one of my, like, most personal videos, where I talked about, like, how I got into gaming, how I got into content creation, all that type of shit. I just want to say, like, going through it and reading all the comments on this video, like, I appreciate the hell out of all of you for this video. This is probably, like, one video where I just received the most love, so I generally appreciate the hell out of all of you for this shit. Like, being able to do a video that isn't entirely based around gameplay and just, you know, speaking and having, like, you guys relate to it and commenting, you know, that to me is everything. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to tell more stories. I want to be able to, like, react to certain things. I was even thinking, okay, this might just be like a random shot in the dark, but I was even thinking of making a top 5 clips of the week series, where each week you guys send your favorite or your best clips into Discord, your best fights. And now we're not talking ratting content. I don't want to see, like, big loot from chess. I want to see fights. I want to see Roads fights. I want to see insane gameplay from you guys. I was thinking of doing something like that, and, you know, getting you guys involved in that way be a good way for me to, like, grow my Discord and get more people active in there. So again, I've said this about 3 times. If you like the idea of starting, like, a top 5 series, I know Hurst does the daily dose of Albion online, but we're gonna narrow it a bit more down. None of the bullshit, just pure fighting. Maybe even funny moments in there, actually. Maybe we just do, like, top 5 and whatever I perceive to be the best or funniest clips of that week. Conveniently, after just saying that, I get a comment from Combo saying, "You're a rat," spelt "you're wrong." Everyone playing with their fiends and guild hates this. I completely discourage writing content. I let people come back to max health so that I can fight them. I can't win. I think people have got the wrong idea of what the word rat means. I don't. What? Oh, yo. Actually, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. This could be interesting. We have to play a little bit conservative here because this is an actual fight. This do be an actual fight. We're gonna have to dodge his E. Main priority is dodge his E. I think he's gonna chuck it backwards in 3, 2, 1. Now. Oh, I'm a genius. Oh, I'm a genius. I mean, it's still a rough fight, granted. I won't lie to you. Okay, I mean, that works out in our favor. We're gonna have to get on top of him ASAP, though. Okay. He can auto attack me all he wants, I guess. That's fine. We have to make sure we dodge the next E. Now we just have to play him as far as we can. He's just using invis pot. He could be on top of me. Have to dodge the E, though. That's the thing. I have to dodge the E. We are both resetting here, so... Okay, what the hell is going on here? Okay, we got friends joining the fun. Okay, this is not good. Okay, I need to pick a target quickly. I mean, if I kill this guy, then I can just fully walk out. Nice. Now we can just play time. Even if he hits that, we can just play time. We're still good. Trick is, we need to walk enough to the point where he frost shots into me. That's the idea here. Or he's walking away. There's an assassin jacket. So he's here somewhere. We don't aggro it yet, because we know he's going to go through. Nice, we're going backwards now. Oh, I couldn't dodge. I have to boot after him even though he's going to E. Where did he go? I just got that undead off. He's probably gone north. Okay, unlucky. I think he used his boots just as he came out. Yeah. Okay, he's gone. Yeah, look at that. He's a fan. What a little cutie. I like him. You know something I constantly see, and it's funny that like it's funny that it's like so common on YouTube videos when people talk about paid actors. Guys, I stream every single clip that you see. There is very little chance, besides days like this where I do commentaries, that I'm playing Albion off stream. Okay, why the fuck would I pay someone or a team to come into Rhodes and let me kill them? What, like, is it just like an ongoing joke? Or do people truly believe? Because it might have happened before, to be fair, with other creators. I don't know. I don't watch Albion content. It's shit. But why would I ever spend my IRL money acquiring 7 individuals, paying them each to let me kill them in Rhodes? Why would I ever do that? I don't like this game enough to give a shit. And with that being said, where the fuck am I finding these people? Like, who in their right mind? Where's this service for paid actors? Do I go on Craigslist or something? Because who, what, where, and how? Why? What? To be honest, I can't really find any more comments. I'm 2 months ago now and I've been recording for nearly an hour and a half. So I'm kind of done there, but I just want to say quickly, I haven't looked through a lot of the comments. I generally appreciate the hell out of a lot of you guys. There was some really retarded comments in there that made me question reality. But for the most part, you guys in the comment section, you keep this channel alive. And I'm sorry if I can't reply to all of them, but I do see a lot of them. And especially today, having like looked over all of them, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Like generally, I appreciate the hell out of all of you who are taking the time out to comment, like, subscribe to the channel. It truly does mean a lot.